Hello, YouTube. It has been quite a while since my last update, which I gotta admit is not what I said I would do. I believe I made some sort of promise as to like I was going to upload every week or something like that. I don't know, it was a long time ago, but I have definitely not uh, fulfilled that uh, goal. And I hate to make excuses. It's not really an excuse, but man, I have been studying so much, working so much, and any real free time I've had, I've pretty much just been spending with my wife and son. Occasionally golfing here and there, but I mean, there's only so much I can do in life. So I guess I just kind of decided to focus on other things for a while. But I'm back. Right now, I have no studying to do for couple weeks, and then I'm gonna start again. But I'll get more into that as the video goes on. So I have another monitor over here, and I have made some notes of things that I'm gonna update YouTube with. So first of all, I'm still working on a knock for a company. I'm not gonna say which company it is, but yeah. So knock Network Operations Center, what it stands for. I mean, I've been there for almost a year now, so in October it'll be a year. and and I've learned so much since being on this team. Most of all, though, I'd say most of what we do revolves around Cisco Meraki, and I believe I've covered that in other videos. But anyways, Meraki essentially is a cloud managed platform for network uh, monitoring, for network access, for network troubleshooting, and operations. So basically, every store we have in our company, every office location is going to have Cisco Meraki devices located on premises somewhere. And basically, Meraki will give us a GUI, a graphical user interface that will allow us to manage the devices that are connected there over the cloud. So from anywhere, as long as we have a VPN connection to our company network, we're able to manage, access points, switches, internet gateways, security appliances, so on and so forth. And it gives us all the information that a regular Catalyst switch would give. Well, maybe not all of the information, but most of the essential information, including routing tables, MAC tables, port configurations, uh, what status of a device, whether and it's cool. We can even run cable tests on the ports. So, say we're having issues with an access point, we can run a cable test from the port on a Meraki switch, and it'll tell us, oh, this pair is not checking out, or impedance mismatch, or something to that effect, and we can know, oh, we have a layer one issue. It's very helpful, very cool, and definitely have learned a lot with that platform. So that's been kind of our main thing that we work on in the knock. However, we also have implemented another tool recently, which is called NetBrain, and I gotta say, NetBrain is cool, like really cool, but I'm still like barely scratching the surface on what it can do. It's funny, we actually had a whole class that was taught to us by a network automation engineer that works for NetBrain, and I felt kind of dumb during that class because not a lot of it really sunk in. Like I kind of got an idea of what its capabilities are, but how to carry it out, not so much. But essentially, it's network automation. I don't know if I've said that already, but it's basically automates the network. Like if you wanted to say grab the show run command, run the show run command on every router in the company. Essentially a couple lines of code, you're going to be able to do that through NetBrain. But what we mostly use it for is tracing paths. So we have a PC over here at a store. It wants to talk to this server here at corporate, right? We got to find the source IP, we got to find the destination IP, and the port number that the destination IP is associated with, so the socket, in other words. Now, what we would do is we'd input that information into NetBrain, right? And hit path, it's going to show us every single hop that the data is going to take between the store computer and that server that's on-prem or in the cloud, whatever, and it's going to show us the path. And if it does reach some kind of issue somewhere, such as an access control entry that blocks it, it's going to let us know, hey, here's the device it blocked on, and hey, here's the rule number, and it makes troubleshooting just so easy. And I honestly feel a little bit like spoiled that I'm coming up in this industry that has stuff like this available, because like part of me kind of wants to be able to know how to do it manually, just in case, just like I love knowing the command line on Cisco, because I'm not always going to have a Meraki GUI to be able to use. So I like knowing not only like I like being able to use Meraki to do things, but I like to know what's going on underneath the surface, if I'm making sense. Um, so yeah, I mean, basically, the knock is pretty much in any company, I'd say, is going to be putting out fires. So we're basically in our company level 2 is how it goes. So it'll go help desk is level 1, and they're kind of the first line of defense. And that's where I started, was on the help desk. And then level 2 is going to be our teams that are, the knock obviously is us, and application support is another team, strike team. They have a dope name, but basically they're responsible for hardware troubleshooting, corporate support, stuff like that. And then I think off the top of my head, that's the only teams I can think of that are level 2. Um, but yeah, so if the help desk gets a call from a store, hey, we're down, we don't have any internet, and we can't do anything, and can't call anybody, and I'm calling on my cell phone because I can't call anybody. They'll try to reboot the modem, simple layer 1 stuff, and be like reset the coax cable if it's a broadband modem, or reboot a cellular modem. It was just some simple, basic, making sure that it's not a fluke or anything. You just kind of reset that connection. If that doesn't work, if they can't figure it out, and there's a deeper issue, they'll escalate it up to us. And stuff. A lot of times we'll have to double check their work. Some of the setups are a little strange, so double check their work, double check the cabling, everything's connected properly. If no issue there, then we have actually a third party company that we use to manage our ISP relations. We'll reach out to them and get a hold of through them get a hold of the ISP, and that'll assist us in doing further troubleshooting and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, knock's going well, and the thing is, like, I can get my hands on a lot of stuff, which is cool. Which I mean, if there's something I want to learn about, I can kind of get pretty close to that environment and like actually touch it if I want to, or I have freedom to like reach out to other teams and see and ask them questions, and everyone's usually really nice at the place I work, so it's really cool. But yeah, okay, next. So last time I updated this channel, I got my Network Plus, and since then I actually have obtained my Security Plus as well. And man, it was an interesting experience. Now, the tools that I used were the only tool I used was Jason Dion's Udemy course. And the reason I chose that one is because in my A plus for the Core 2 exam, the one that focuses mostly on operating systems, I actually used Jason Dion's preparation because I failed it the first time. And I was like, I'm not failing again. So I used his test prep for the Core 2, which kind of like recapped the main themes and had a couple practice tests associated with it too. So that really helped me. And he kind of taught me the idea that in CompTIA exams, if you've never taken one, they always start out with labs, right? And Jason Dion, like I didn't do this the first time, but Jason Dion said skip the labs, because in CompTIA exams you can always go back and start over, or skip around. And so I skipped the labs from the beginning, and I do all the multiple choice, and for whatever reason it saves so much time. And then you get to the end and you're like, okay, take a deep breath, go back, do the labs, which take the longest and are the most stressful. do those at the end after you've already done all multiple choice, and that helps me so much. So since that little nugget of advice he gave me, like I haven't failed a single CompTIA exam, including the Security Plus. But I must say, I almost failed. I literally, because it shows you at the end like what your score is. I literally passed the Security Plus by 1 point. So needless to say, like not super. I wouldn't consider myself like expert or anything on cybersecurity, and frankly, I found a lot of it to be quite dry. So I don't know. Still pretty new in the industry, so don't really know if that means I'm just not inclined towards security or what. But yeah, barely passed, and didn't super enjoy the course content for Security Plus. But yeah, so at least I have that now, and I have the I don't know if there's like a slang term for it, but the trifecta, the A plus, Network plus, Security plus. So feeling pretty good about that. Okay, moving on. I'm actually very happy about this one. Like, man, it's been a long time, but I got my CCNA as well, which man, I'm just so relieved that I finally have it, and man, it was a lot of studying. I mentioned in other videos, but I've taken community college classes for the content that's on the CCNA. Um, you know, I've spent who knows how many hours doing packet tracers, um, going over reading material that's covered there. But yeah, so I went so kind of a recap on what I've said before. I would go to Glendale Community College. That's where I took the NetAcad program. It consists of 3 classes. The abbreviation is CNT 140, 150, and 160. Just finished 160 in winter semester, or no, spring semester. Sorry, spring semester. So after that, I was like, okay, it's all fresh in my mind. Well, after that, I actually took the Security Plus first. I grinded that out in like 2 weeks studying for it. But CCNA, I was like, okay, I want to take it relatively close to when I finish my NetAcad program. So I still had a lot of stuff fresh in my mind. Obviously, I had some sort of chops with command line after all those labs I did, that was the coolest part about that, I think, about the NetAcad program. But I also took a Udemy course for this one as well, just kind of refreshed all the topics. And I really loved the way that this course explained things to me. It was Neil Anderson's Gold Star Boot Camp, or I don't know, there's the word gold in there somewhere. But it was really good. I mean, Neil Anderson, he's very, very clear in the way he communicates topics and really simplifies things. And I love the way that the course is structured too. I think it just makes logical sense the way that he sequences the topics. And I will say that it's not enough. Even the NetAcad, even the Neil Anderson course, in my opinion, it's not enough. You're still not going to pass the CCNA. But man, I'll tell you what really helped me more than anything. Well, I'll say it's hard to say what exactly helped me the most. But having the prior knowledge that I did, having the foundation, what really helped me the most after having that foundation was Alpha Prep. Oh my gosh, like I cannot stress it enough. Like if you're gonna take the CCNA, you have to use something like this. I don't know if there's anything else like it out there, but Alpha Prep it was such a game changer because what it is a practice test software. So basically there's quizzes which I didn't really use, but there's quizzes based on topics, which I didn't use, but it'll like randomly generate a quiz for you that'll give you like 5 questions. But at that point, like I was like a week out from my couple weeks out, I think, from taking the actual CCNA. So I was like, I just want to do practice tests. I think I did a total of 13. But what's super cool, what makes it unique actually, is that each time you take a test, it's going to use AI, machine learning, to essentially tell you how prepared you are for the test. And based on the questions you got wrong on the last test, it's going to give you similar ones on the one after. So by the time So it ranks you like 7 out of 7 or 7 out of 7. You're ready, right? So the first time I took a practice test, I was like 3 out of 7 ready to take the test. So I just kept taking tests. I kept and I would look at my results of the test that I took, and I'd see the questions I got wrong. It'd have a nice little explanation. Some of them had videos explaining, an expert explaining to you why you got it wrong or what the right answer would be and why the ones that were wrong. And I would just take notes on that, review the notes, and take another one basically, and review my notes, take another one, review my notes, take another one. And man, that super helped me. Without that, there's no way I would have passed. Like heck no, I'm convinced I would not have passed. No way. But yeah, once I got 7 out of 7 exam ready, it was actually the day before I took the test. So I'm like, great, perfect. So I went in like decently confident, but I will say like it is not easy at all. Like some people on YouTube say like, oh, CCNA is a great entry level certification. I'm just like, man, I must be really stupid if that's the case, because like, holy crap, man, like that was freaking hard. Like, yeah, it's a freaking beast. Like you have, well, for my test, I had 103 questions in 2 hours to do them, and I had like to finish the test. I had 5 minutes left on my last question. Like, I literally used every minute almost, and yeah, some of the questions they ask you are just it's so long, and you have to it's so much information that you have to just skim through to find a little nugget. It'll be like a huge output of a command, and you're like, based on this show run, what is true? And it's like so much reading, and it's a lot. So yeah, you really got to prepare for the CCNA because it's a beast, and the fact that people say it's an entry level exam and it's like easy and stuff, I'm like, oh shoot, well, what does that mean for like the CCNP? But I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Further news: the company I work for uh, told them I got the CCNA. They're pretty stoked about it, and actually, the team above me, which is level 3, they are giving me an opportunity to interview for a network engineer position. So I'm like over the moon about that. Super excited. Definitely gonna not interview. I'm definitely gonna make another video if I get that. Kind of an update on what I do day to day and stuff like that. I think that'll be good for you guys to know. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm staying within the same company if I do get this job. So basically, kind of the thing with IT. It's kind of like a vibe, or it's kind of like a thing people say, like, oh, stay somewhere for 2 years, and then for a bigger pay increase, go somewhere else. But I think there is a certain amount of value in staying in the same company, being promoted from within. I think that shows on your resume, at least. It shows that you are someone that can be relied upon. That's someone that you can deliver results, and that you are able to go above and beyond for the roles that you're at, and as a result, be rewarded for that. So I don't think I'm gonna get like too big of a pay increase. I kind of doubt that, but I will be doing different things, getting my hands on different technologies and increasing my skill set. So that's going to be big for me. That in and of itself is a huge value. And just being within the same company too is just like less of a stressful transition. So because a lot of the guys on the network engineering team, they already know me. I already work with them on a regular basis, so it won't be that stressful of a transition. And I'm comfortable at my job, and where I'm at, they actually don't really. I don't think they've ever done layoffs, so it's really nice not having to worry about that. So I'm really hoping and praying that it works out. Obviously, all in God's will, God's timing, but it is very exciting to say the least. And then last item of my update here, kind of going to discuss my plans going forward. Obviously, I'm going to interview for this network engineer position, but more particularly extracurriculars, I'm going to be making more YouTube posts. I know I said that last time. This time I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep. I think what I'm going to do as far as specifically YouTube videos is I'm gonna work off of my CNT 160 project. There was different steps that were kind of mapped out within there, and each step implemented a certain concept into our network that we made. So that makes it really easy. If I just go step by step on the project and make a video for each step, which I have already started, if I keep doing that, it's just really logical, and I can probably just even make it into like a series, and that will show different things that I've learned and how I've applied them. So I'm gonna do that. And like I think I said at the beginning, I'm done studying for now. I want to take a couple weeks off, make some YouTube videos, spend some time with my family, stuff like that. But I am actually going to go for a Linux cert, and I don't know which one. I originally had my heart set on the RHCSA, which stands for Red Hat Certified System Administrator. But there's this guy on YouTube. I don't know his name. I know he says it at the beginning of every episode, but it's like Sticks or something. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. I gotta shout this guy out. I'll look up associate level Linux certification. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. So it's gonna be a Sticks show by Dean Armada, and this guy claims to have like 60 certifications or something crazy like that, and he's been like in every single role in IT you could possibly have. I mean, that's what he says. It seems like he knows what he's talking about. And in his video about different associate level Linux certifications, he says that you got to go for the Linux Plus CompTIA, which kind of like doesn't seem intuitive to me. In my mind, it's like you want to go for a vendor specific certification. So I don't know, man. I'm open minded. I'm going to get more opinions, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Like I said, I'm taking a couple weeks off. Oh, and I also commented on another one of his videos about CCNP, and I was like, hey, I just passed my CCNA. I just commented that. And I said, oh, and I said, my plan is to go for the RHCSA. And then this guy, Dean Armada, he replied to my comment. He's like, oh, no, don't do that. Watch my video. And I did. I'm like, oh, so Linux Plus. Okay. So I guess I'm going to keep doing research on that. So another thing I'm going to do, so I'm kind of going to do three things at once. As I'm studying for that cert, I'm also going to be studying Python. Specifically, there's a Udemy course by David Bombal, and he's like IT celebrity. I think he's like a British guy. Pretty sure he's British. I'm really bad with accents. So I don't really know. But he has a Linux course called, or not Linux, Python course called, Python for Network Engineers. I'm definitely going to take that course because automation, stuff like that, really interests me, and it seems like something that's going to be in demand for a long time. I'd love to get more into that, so I'm going to definitely get my hands on some Python, and along with that, I'll probably download GNS3 as well, because that's where he does the course completely in GNS3, so that'll be nice to have as a lab. And I'm going to do another refresher on PowerShell. Like I did take a PowerShell course for my community college associate's degree, but I'm going to be 100% honest. Most of the technology courses I took for my associate's degree, like they didn't really land. Like it just something about having to do something really makes me not want to pay attention. So I mean, I know that's bad for me to say, and I should have definitely like tried harder. But like when I am actually on my own free will going in and taking a Udemy course or studying on my own time, I just pay way more attention and I care way more. I enjoy the content way more. But for whatever reason, we've as a society decided that gotta have a piece of paper. So yeah, and then also on that same line, next year at some point I'm gonna finish out my bachelor's, and I believe it's gonna be at WGU. At this point, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. Specifically, computer science. I just you gotta be able to check the box, I guess, in this day and age. So, and I think I'm kind of pessimistic, obviously, about college degrees, but I also think I will learn cool stuff. So that's all for now. Um, Please comment. I have like 3 followers, and I think all 3 of them I know. So if you happen to not know me and you want to make a comment, chat, whatever, feel free. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.